Welcome back, everybody. So, today we are going to have a set of sessions on exceptions and their handling in Python, right? As usual, I'm going to start off with my usual advice. I do, I learn, right? So, whatever these videos tell you, just follow along, actually work on them, and that will make it much better for you. You will be able to understand and learn much better in that mechanism, right? In that way. Okay, let's get started. So, errors. So, before that, any programming language you take, right? So you will work with, hopefully as a developer, Python will be where you begin, and then you can start on developing other languages also, and different languages have different advantages. So whatever the programming language you work with, errors will always come. That's just, they're just part of the developer's life. So we need to understand them, why they occur, how they work, and how we can handle them. This is a key learning to understand and work with any programming language. So that is why I'm covering this. Without this, I don't think any basic course of Python is complete, right? So let us learn the concepts about exceptions or errors in Python. So errors in Python. So there are typically two kinds of errors, right? Python, an error can be a syntax error or an exception. These are the typically two types. And this is common with almost every language. Now, in some languages, in compiled languages, syntax errors occur at a very different time, and because you will get them when you compile them, and when you run them, there are no more syntax errors because the compiler has run. But this is an interpreted language, if you remember. So in that, you will get the compilation or the syntax errors first by the interpreter, and then you will get the actual exceptions. So syntax errors are errors that happen when you code in Python and you make syntax mistakes. That's why the name, right? They're very simple in nature and are quickly caught by the Python interpreter. Actually, it is done with the Python parser itself, which is part of the interpreter, and it is reported to us. Also, some IDEs detect these syntax errors and make them visible even before you run the program, right? They actually are sort of doing some work in the background, but you don't have to run it. Before that itself, they can tell you. Now, I am going to show you these syntax errors on the REPL, right? Let's go to PT Python. If you see this is the bottom. You can see there is the syntax error. So this syntax error, this is provided by PTPython, and in a different, so as soon as you hit enter, it showed the error. The same thing will happen in the normal Python REPL too, right? Let us look at, so this is how a syntax error looks like. Simple, right? Because what is happening is you are actually having an extra unmatched braces. It's actually saying that here, right? Error unmatched, syntax error unmatched parenthesis. It's saying that very clearly. So now let us actually look at an exception. So syntax error is done, now an exception. An exception is something which happens during the actual execution of code. Syntax errors during parsing of code. Once parsing is complete, no syntax errors, then the execution happens, and at that time if something goes wrong, you get an exception. So the code no longer has any syntax errors. So an exception is something unexpected happened, right? So let us actually try this. Okay. If you look at this statement, it is syntactically correct. That's why you don't see a syntax error in this case. But so the parsing process is complete and it's completed successfully. The actual execution of the program has started. But when you divide a number by 0, what is the value? It's infinity, and Python cannot handle it. So it throws an exception, the zero division error exception. So an exception is Python's way of telling something went wrong when it was running your code, right? In order to provide us with the information of what went wrong, Python creates an object of type exception. In this case, zero division error, right? Actually, all data in Python is an object, even the ones which you have learned earlier like strings, sets, etc. So you can think of exception as a special data type. We learned strings, sets, etc. as data types, right? So exception is a special data type. Every exception has an associated value which indicates the detailed cause of the error, right? This is generally a string message, but it could be other things as well. Another important thing which an exception object has is the information of where it happened, right? This context is nothing but a collection of functions called before the problem actually happened, right? So that you know where it happened, right? So if there are calls happening, it keeps on keeping track of them and then tells you these are the functions which is called one after the other. And this is called a stack trace, and it's contained in the exception object as a traceback. Traceback is as a traceback. Right? Let us use an example. This is a data variable. So let us use an example to understand this. So I will define three functions a, b, c. Let us say a calls b, which in turn calls c, and let us say the exception occurs in the function c. We will define these functions so that you can get a better idea. I will first define them and then I will call them. I am already in the Python shell now. So what I have done here, I have defined the function c, and this one, so you can see the three definitions, right? Function c actually does 0 by 0, which will cause the error we earlier saw, the zero division error, right? Now c is called by b, that's the second function we defined, so that because b needs to call c, c needs to be already be there, right? Because b depends on it. And then a calls b, which is the final function we define, and so we need b to be defined before a as well. So all of them are there. Now I'll actually do the call in C. So let us try to understand what is happening here. The function call happens as ABC, right? Let me so let us use this and try to understand. Hopefully you can see both. So function call happens so the main that is the REPL itself, right? So generally the program execution control goes from forward once in this direction and returns back from, so A to B, B to C, and then C to B, B to A, and back to the main, which is the REPL in this case. So A, B, C, and then C, B, A. It is as if A, B, and C are added to a stack, one top of the other, and then removed from top down, right? So like this you can stack up and then remove it one after the other. This is like a stack, right? So keep this in mind first. Now let us look at what is happening in the case of an exception, which is what this red thing is. And this is what you can see here also. The exception actually happens in the function C, but since C function is not doing anything about it, the exception moves down the stack, or as shown like this, down up one way or the other, and it goes to B. Very similar to how the normal control goes back to the caller. Since nothing is done in the exception on B, it will move down the stack to A, right? This is called exception bubbling. Now there is a subtle difference between normal call, because exceptions will actually break the flow right there and then keep going up the stack. You will see this in a next video in more detail. So I keep saying that, see, nothing is done about the exception, and you are probably thinking, what should we do about an exception? We will get that too soon, but let me finish this story, right? So A gets an exception, finally here, and it does nothing on that exception, so it goes back to the REPL, the main, right? And the REPL shows this to us. Now if we are calling this function as part of a file using the Python, say Python file dot like this, Python some file dot py, let us say, I'm just making this up, that should be done outside the REPL, then the exception information would have been shown outside and the program would have ended, or a better term would be the program crashed, right? That's what I mean by this crash, right? So we talked about two key pieces of information which is contained in the exception object. The REPL is actually showing you both of them now. One is a message which is division by error, division by 0, right? And that is the cause for the exception. The message is pretty clear, you are actually dividing by 0, right? In the context, because we directly did 0 by 0, right? And the other information which is needed, where did it happen? It actually happened in C. So you can see this trace CBA, right? Just above the, so traceback goes like this. See, traceback, most recent call last. This is the last call, closest call, and then goes up like this, right? You see the message, and one line above, you see the where it happened and the entire trace of what called C and what called B and all that, right? So this will help us understand the problem and potentially correct the problem. That is what an exception is. Actually, we have seen exceptions before also, like trying to find a non-existent key in a dict, and we got key error at that time. But now you have a proper understanding of exceptions. In a Python program, in any Python program, it is possible for an exception to happen, right? Any time. Obviously, because of issues in the code or issues in the environment, right? So this could be because of code you write, or could be because some module or some library which you are using that might encounter a situation which causes an exception. So now we will try to improve our understanding on exceptions. For that, I will cover a few more topics. The first one is going to be about raising an exception. See you on that one.